Hey everybody, this is Theo. I had a class yesterday. I had to do my recertification for my CCW renewal, and today I am going to show you how to field strip a CZ7501, and this is a double action pistol. Okay, and it also has a decocker, which is right here. And basically what you want to do is there's hash lines on here, right here. You want to move this back to the hash lines, to where the hash lines go together. Keep it right there, and then there's a little pin right here you need to push in. What I like to do is I like to grab a pair of bullnose pliers like this right here, and when I to push it in, because this is going to be pretty tight. It pretty much hurts your hand. So once you get that, you pop that pin. You have your lever right here. You want to push this back, and then you want to wiggle that out, and that'll come out right there. Okay, it'll come out just like that right there. And if you notice, I'm going to be doing some cleaning today because I was at the range a couple days ago, so I put about 500 rounds through this, and I also have other firearms over here that I have to clean today. I am not going to clean it on video for you. That's for another day. If you notice, I have the Holosun red optic on here, and it is super cool. It pretty much lines up. If you look at it, it pretty much lines up with the contour of the slide, which is pretty good. So what you want to do is you want to pull the slide all the way forward, okay, to take that off, and you have your retention spring here. You're gonna push that in and then pull that out. Put that down there, and your barrel comes out. Slide it out like that right there, and then this is what you call a field strip. You have your handle, your grip right here, and like I said, you want to make sure that you're cleaning all of your slides. I've got this stuff right here that I was introduced to by a gentleman that is an instructor, and he said this stuff is awesome, and it's basically once you finish cleaning your gun or your pistol, you take this and you want to put a little bit of this on your slides, and you also want to put a little bit of it inside of where your hammer and trigger are, so you get it gives you a little bit of tension, and it doesn't let corrosion build up inside of the trigger housing or the hammer or the strike plate in that area right here. And you want to be, for me, I don't like to let my hammer slam against this plate right here, because you can crack your hammer if it hits that with enough force. So basically, this is like I said, what is called a field strip. I have my cleaning kit here. I have my Q-tips, and I have my little tool kit here, where if there's like any pins or anything you need to take care of. Normally, I don't need to use this because I try to keep all my firearms well groomed and lubricated, and I also use rim oil, and I also have a cleaner here which doesn't have a label on it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this today, and I'm going to clean my other firearms today, and I also use what they call a bore snake. So basically what this is that you can use this to run it through your bore to clean it. And it has little bitty fringes. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it has little bitty fringes, and you always want to run from here to the muzzle. So you always want to go in this way, okay? And you want to pull it through. You don't want to pull it through and then pull it back. Pull it through, come back around, come back around, and then push it through. And it's pretty simple, but you want to get in there and you want to clean it with a with your bristle brush, with your copper bristle brush, which is, you're going to go in this way, you're going to go in that way to clean it, unscrew it, bring it back, go through that way to clean it, because basically you don't want to scratch the inside of your bore. And if you, I don't know if you can see inside there, but inside that bore there are grooves that basically, as your round comes through here, it gives it that spin. And you also want to make sure, before you start disassembling your firearm, you want to make sure that it's clear, it doesn't have a magazine in it. You make sure there's no ammo. We're in your cleaning area. You want to always keep your cleaning area separate of ammo. And I gotta get my Diet Coke here. But you want to always be very careful and make sure, before you do anything, before you start disassembling, you make sure that there's no magazine in and there's no round in the chamber. And what I mean by the chamber is, I mean that area right there. When this is together, you check and make sure that there's no round in there, and then you make sure that there's no magazine in there. You want to make sure your magazine well is clear. And you also want to make sure that in your cleaning area you don't have any ammo. Okay, so these are all the things that you need to clean your firearms. I got my Q-tips. I got my squares. I don't have my scissors. I need to get my scissors so I can cut the squares into the appropriate sizes that I need. A lot of times you can order on Amazon the little squares that are already small enough, but with this, basically one of these folded in half will suffice just good enough. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you, like I said, you want to make sure all these areas are oiled and cleaned. And that is the tutorial of breaking down a CZ 75P01 with the Hollow Sun optic. It's got the red dot optic, and it works fantastic. All right, so that's going to be it for today. And it's like I said, if you go back in reverse and you want to put it back together, you basically are going to take your barrel, slide your barrel in here, okay, just like that. You want to take your spring and make sure it locks in right here, okay, and you put everything back together the same way you took it apart. And you want to be very careful when you're sliding this back on. And you slide that back on, and you put your pin back in. You move it back to the two hashtags or the two little sections in there. You drop it in, and boom, it's back together. So what we're going to do is we're going to disassemble this, because I need to clean it, because she needs some maintenance. Okay, she needs some maintenance, which we're going to get right now. All right, well, that's my tutorial on disassembling a CZ 75P01, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys learned something today, because I learn something every day. And sometimes you want to just remember to always be a student of your craft. I believe that success comes with training and practice, so make sure you do that. And you guys have a great day, And this is Theo from I Ain't Everybody's Uncle. You can check me out on Instagram. You can check me out on Facebook. You can check me out on YouTube. All right, guys, thank you very much, and you have a good day.